Good evening, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. This video is basically just going to be about fault finding. All will be explained. I've been having some issues, and I'm hoping that you might be able to help me out. So I'm just going to give it another 2 minutes, and where we will start talking basic. Right, okay. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you can all hear me fine. So yesterday I was going to release a video showing how do I move a drawn object around the screen. I've already done this though with the plot command. When I look back through my archives of videos that I've already made, I've actually already done it, but I hadn't actually explained how you move the drawn object. So I made up a program, and this is the program which I'm going to show to you now, but there's a problem with it, and that problem is with the ATTR. I made a simple game. Let me run it, so just in case you didn't see it at the beginning. I just made a simple game. This was just going to be an example of how I've moved that drawn little space shuttle around using the plot command with a drawn object. And I couldn't show the video because there's a problem with it. There's a bug in there, and you can bet your life now it probably won't happen. But all it was just a little spaceship shooting these asteroids. But now and again, there's an issue. The ATTR starts to play up halfway through the game. I can see if I can get it to do it. Like it will just explode for no reason. Like it's already registering the colour white, which is 7. It's not going to do it, is it? This video is going to be a waste of time. But believe me, it was causing me so much aggro. And I just thought I cannot show this because I can't show the coding with this problem in. I'm going to have to run it a few times to see if it will start doing it. And another problem I've got there, you see when I fire, the green laser isn't staying where I want it to stay. It should be staying there at the moment. See, that's where it should be. As soon as I start moving the rocket, see the green laser isn't always staying true to where I want it to be. Like there. And those little things, the thing is with my programming, I try to be a perfectionist and I let things like that bother me. That's because I pressed the fire button, so I'm ending up with a yellow dot, which is another thing which is annoying me. It's not going to do it. It's been doing it all bloody day since I've been working on this. It's like when the game started, the asteroid would just explode straight away. I knew this would happen. I'd do a live stream and it wouldn't do it. Bastard. But see, the green, the laser's not shooting in the correct position. There, see, it exploded then. Did you see it? It exploded then and I hadn't actually hit it. So why is it doing that? There, done it again. There's the fault. Why is it doing that? It's not reading the colour 7. It's nowhere near the space shuttle. I'm using... Right, let me show you the program. I'm glad it's done it though. At least it's done it, so you know what I'm talking about. So let me quickly run through the program. So number 10, I've got a Go sub. We'll go into the user-defined graphics for the asteroid and the explosion. 20, I'm Go subbing off to my variables and for the screen setup. Then we got the main loop. So I always start my main loops off with my controls. Okay, so I've put lots of REM statements in there because like I said, this was going to be the example program that was going to go up on the channel. So I was making it easier for you guys to see, if you're a beginner, what's doing what. Now if I come down to, where are we? 130. 130 onwards, 130, sorry, to 150, that's where we're drawing the spaceship. Okay, then I've got my explosion if I hit the spikes at the bottom, so I've just used the Y position. It was a point, I was using point, but the problem is it was interfering if the asteroid went underneath the space shuttle. So I thought, well, why don't I just put Y there? So if my Y coordinate hits the bottom of the screen, we explode. We just get the crash. I didn't actually show you that when I was playing, but I'll show you later. So let me find, yeah, there it is, 210. There is the ATTR. That there is the little bit of code that I've put in for the detection of the asteroid if it equals the color 7. Okay. As you could see when I was playing it, it was working fine for some time. And then it started to play up. Now, is it because over 1 is being used? Have I forgotten to put an over 0 back somewhere? To get over the problem, I tried to... Let me scroll down a bit, see if I can show you. Where did I put it? Yeah, line 190. I chucked in an ink black and that kind of helped. It did stop it. And I thought, oh, brilliant, I've solved it. You know, just trying to tell it to return the colour back to black. But no, it didn't do it. Let me go to the firing routine because I don't know whether it's something to do with that as well. But what I forgot to mention, it started to happen after I added the fire routine into the program. So I think it was 400 and where's my fire? If I go to fire, because I labeled it as a variable. What's it doing? Go to fire. What the hell's it doing? Surely it should just go to that. Why is it doing that? That's a new one. Why has it done that for? Ah, that's confusing. Never had that happen before. Usually it would just go straight to where I'm asking it to go. Wouldn't start the game up. Look. Is that normal for it to do that? I've never known it to do that before. Right. If it's going to play up, let's just go to 400 and I'm trying to remember where the fire is now. Where did I put it? 240. See, I've got the variable there at the top there. Let fire equal 240. So that's my firing routine. I'm going to read through the comments in a minute. I'm just trying to finish off the explaining because I'm trying to keep one eyeball on the chat and one eyeball on what I'm doing. I'm hoping it's on live chat. A lot of people have said turn the live chat on the last video. I'm assuming it's on. It's saying live chat at the top of the screen there. Right, so yeah, this is the firing routine I've done there. Now there's my ATTR there as well. Look. Line 270, if ATTR D, B is more or less than 0, then return. So basically it's returning if it doesn't detect anything. Now is that where I'm going wrong? Should I not have the other ATTR in there where I'm asking it to equal 7? Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I shouldn't have that in there. Because if you look, was it 160? Where was the other ATTR? See, 210. That's where I'm saying if it detects 7. Maybe that's the issue. Maybe I don't need that in there because thinking about it now, maybe that is why. It was 240, wasn't it? Not 420. Yeah, see, where is it? Where's my eyesight's going? 270. Now, if it equals more or less than 0, then it's going to return. But if it doesn't, that's when the explosion. Maybe that is the problem. What do you think? To me, that makes sense. Maybe that is the issue. I don't need that other ATTR in there at line 160 because in actual fact, at line 270, I'm saying if it's more or less than 0, then just return. If it's not, oh no, sorry, no. Oh, I'm getting confused. That's for the fire routine. That's when I score a point. So I'm using ATTR for the green laser. So no, that has got to be in there. That's correct. Sorry, I'm getting all confused. It's completely confused the shit out of me, this. I had a tooth extracted yesterday. So maybe they've pulled part of my brain cell out at the same time. So let's have a read of the comments. Right, where are we? Let me go right back up to the top. Where are we? You are probably backing into your own undrawn space. Yeah, I was, and I did alter that, Frank, and it did help because I was having a problem when the asteroid got to the end of its cycle. It was interfering with the space rockets, the shuttle or whatever you want to call it. So I actually moved that. So yeah, that's been done because I thought exactly the same thing. Have you tried it on a different emulator? Should always assume it could be an issue with the Spectrum. Do you know what? I did think that at one point because I rebooted it, turned it all off, rebooted it. But no, I haven't tried it on another emulator, to be fair. Are you using ATR for collision? Yes, as you've just seen. Wonder Dog is a Spectrum, so it's using the original ROM. Yeah. Yes, we've seen the bug. Let's now squash it. Please do, Snorkers. Oh, ignore my first... Okay, what order are the overs occurring in? Yeah, now that is a good thing there because I have known to slip up the over commands before. So let me just go through that. So the first over instruction, the over 1 instruction, starts at line 140. This is where I'm drawing the space rocket. And then I'm asking it to go over 0 at line 160. Now, 170, I've actually put another over 0 in there again. This was me putting over zeros in to try and solve the problem. That's when, in fact, let me run it. That's the crash bit. So when you basically... See, it did it straight away then, starting the game. The asteroid exploded straight away. That shouldn't have happened. So if I come down to the bottom screen, we get the crash symbol come up. Game over. Okay, so that was in relation to line 170. I put another over 0 there, just to trying anything, just to try and prevent it. And that's when I decided to put 190 in ink black. because I've had that before with ATTR. It sometimes just picks up a color. And also what I did was, if I put 195, print at it was DBOD OB -1. No, sorry, right, let me put, trying to think where there's some clear space on the screen. I printed up the ATTR so that I could basically see what was going on while the program was running. So if I see if it, make sure that's gone somewhere where I can see it. It's probably in a different color, isn't it? Because I've got ink black going on there. Let's put it in white so we can see it. Yeah, so there it is. There's a 0 at the bottom. So that's now should be recording, telling me. So if I hit it with the green, I might have placed it in the wrong position perhaps. No, it's not going to pick that up because of the firing routine. It will pick it up if I moved it in there. There, changing to 6. Did you see the number change to 6? So it's picking up the coloured yellow. Why? Now it picked up 7 then, so that's correct. Just, is it colour clash coming off the border that I've got around it that's causing the issue? I don't know. I'm really, you see, that should remain 0 now, shouldn't it? Picked up yellow then. Picked up yellow again. 6 is yellow if you don't know. Yellow again. 0, so it's black. This is telling me what the asteroid's doing. It's picked up 6 again. Let's shoot it and make it start again. There, 7. There you go. It's done it right in front of us now, look. It's recorded 7. But it's like there's a delay. It's like it's picked up the space shuttle and there's a delay, it coming back onto the screen. It's like a delay reaction. Is it because I've got the ATTR in the wrong position in the program? Anyway, I was reading the comments, completely gone off track. Where was I? Right, line 380, Snorks has said, line 380, you set paper black, then cleared screen, then ink black. So that doesn't set the ink of the whole screen, maybe. Yeah. I like a lot of nonsense. Listen to Animated Alex. Listen to Snorks. I am. So now ink is 7. That's a valid ATTR. And then 270 makes you return. I don't like using over for underprints. I still think it could be an over problem, but I'm only using over for the space shuttle. So I even tried changing it all so that the asteroid was using the over command, because I was going to have stars on the screen, and I thought it'd be nice to have some stars there so it goes over the stars and doesn't wipe them out as it's moving. But I scrubbed that idea. I thought, you know what, let's just get this sorted first before I start doing any funny stuff. So anyway, what else are you saying to me? Is the asteroid in magenta? Yes, it is in magenta. Then detect ATR of 3 maybe. You're spot on with this. So what you're saying, detect it, that maybe saying if it doesn't detect 3 then explode. But you've seen it when I was running it. It was picking up yellow at one point. So then we'd still have the fault there, surely. Yeah, 2 collision lasers hit asteroids and asteroids hitting shuttle. How can ATR be less than 0? Yeah, good point. In fact, I'll be honest with you. Sunbuster Studios, I just stuck that in out of desperation to see if it would work. My dentist told me my moustache was cool. Do you know, when they were pulling my tooth out yesterday, because I've got a beard, the young girl pulling the tooth, one young girl was holding the, two young girls, by the way, one was holding my head back and the other there was with a pair of nutcrackers trying to pull the tooth out. And because I got a beard, she was catching my beard with these plier things, and I've got a hell of a sore right on the side of my mouth. That's more painful than the bloody tooth because she was pulling beard hair out. Anyway, back to this. I think line 380 is an issue. Right, let's have a look at line 380. So this is this. So what you're saying, Snorks, that should perhaps be at, let's say, line number 1, right at the beginning of the program, because obviously I want the paper to be black. Have I put the clear screen in the wrong position? Try flying in front of an asteroid, then moving away for a while. Line 300, move the clear screen. So what you guys are saying is I've put that in the wrong place. So should that be there then? Do you know what? I think you could be right. In fact, I know you're right. That is what the problem is. I think you might have. Yeah. Do you know what? I think you might be right. From experience, I should know better. I should know you put your clear screen at the end of the program when you're doing a paper colour, border colour and ink colour. Always end with a clear screen. Of course, I was... Nah, it done it again. It done it again. So it wasn't that. I tried it, Snorks. I put it at the end, and as you saw, it did it again. Let's have another go. So there's a... I know it's not going to shoot him at the top of the screen. That's fine. I'm not worried about that because there, it's done it again. So is that due to a delayed reaction? So is my ATTR in the wrong place? Is it in the wrong place? So let's have a look, because to me it's delaying the process. It's seeing that we've got a collision. But then it's doing the afterthought after I've asked it to go back to start the asteroid movement again. So let's go to that part of the program and see if that is the issue. Right, so where's my asteroid? Or me rock, whatever you want to call it. So where is my... Right, so 200. That's where we've got my step counter look for my asteroid. Let B equal... B minus 1. So maybe that is the issue. So where have I printed the asteroid? So the asteroid is printed at 180. Right, let me just get me brain working here. So with B, now, is it because I got the step counter in the wrong place, perhaps? So line 195 is the collision if I detect white. So that's if the asteroid detects it. No, it's not, that idiot. That's what I've just put up to show us what's being printed. Ignore me. Oh, it's been one of them days. If B equals 4, then print at dB. So that's me deleting it at 180 if it reaches if it reaches 4. I'm trying to find where I've printed the asteroid. There it is. 220. 220. So at line 220, should that be above my collision detection? So should it be, say, at 185, or get rid of 195 because that's just us doing the test? Should it be there? Is it because I've got that in the wrong place? Let me have another read of the comments. So we were, what snorks but progress. Yeah, try remming out the board drawing lines for now. Border, yeah. Simplify it. Why have you set ink and paper to black? It was a trial run, Frank, basically, because obviously I'm thinking to myself in my little head that if the magenta rock is on black, then we aren't going to have the ATTR problem because it's only detecting when the ink is green. So I was thinking if it was black, then it'll be fine because it won't recognize the collision until it turns to the number 4, which is green, or 7, which is white. So like I say, I was just trying stuff to see if I could solve this issue. It's like the asteroid is already set in the destroyed state. Yes, exactly. Something to do with the program. Follow as you are looking at now. Could OOB1 not have been reset yet? Yeah. So maybe I need to say let OB equal let's try that. That's a good point actually, Snorks. That's a good point. So where my collision is, if I go up to line, I think you could be onto something there, you know. So I've let it, so I'm asking it to go back to 310, look at the bottom there. Now 310, so it's let B equal 29. I'm thinking all I need to put in there is let OB equal B, so it returns back, goes with it, maybe. This 310, what was 310 again? Oh, that's if it's game over. Yeah, let me go back to that. What number was that again? I should be taking note of these numbers so I'm not have to bloody find it again. I'm going to try that. List 210. So this is when it hits the spaceship, the colour white. As you can see at the end there, I've put let B equal 29. So as Snorks said, is it because of the OB issue? So maybe if I put let OB equal B and let OD equal D. Maybe, I don't know. Let's try it. So that's if it hits the spaceship. So I'm going to have to do the same if the asteroid goes off the end of the screen. Let OB equal B. Let OD equal D. I may have to go back so I do it when it's hit with the green laser. Still got that issue where the laser's not quite staying where I want it to stay all the time. Only now and again it's happening. I mean, I can live with that. I'm not worried. But there, it did it then. So far, so good. So is the round of applause going to go to Snorks for the OB suggestion? I think so far. Let's not talk too soon. Let's let it hit the spaceship now. Let's see what happens. As you can see, it read 7. We haven't had any issues yet, have we? Just let it run for a bit and see if it's so. It hasn't done it so far, so I think Snorks might have got See, I don't like that. See where the green is firing now. Why is it firing there? It shouldn't be firing there. It should be firing at the front of the spaceship where I asked it to in the plot command. Again, have I got that in the wrong position? And why is it leaving a yellow dot now and again? That might just be because I've got to do an overplot as well, perhaps. Yeah, I think we may have solved that problem. It doesn't seem to be doing it now. So let me crash into the ground. Now, it hasn't done it for a while, has it? Hasn't done it at all. So, yeah. Snorkers, you are a legend. I think your OB suggestion was what the problem was. I wasn't returning the old position. So let OB equal B, OD equal D, because those are my coordinates, my variables that I'm using for the magenta asteroid. And look, that's another thing I don't like. See how it tuck out the bottom of it there? So there's still a few little bugs in there that need looking at. But the main one, the main issue I had, looks like we've solved it. I mean, how long have I been trying now and it hasn't done it, has it? So I'd say I'm happy to tick that one off the list. I think that bug has been sorted. A simple little variable, just telling a variable to return back. That's all it was. But I still don't like that green laser's just not, it's not staying where it should be staying. Right, let me read the comments again. Right, where were we? You've been talking. Yeah, here we go, Snork. Yeah, well done, Snorks. You solved the issue with the ATTR problem. I need to have a play with the overdraw and attribute-based hit detection. I always use mathematical collisions rather than screen collision-based. Fun to see new things to try. Are your lasers snapping to color cell boundaries? Yeah, we'll have a look at that in a minute. Because I think I'm doing it on. I think I'm using the same color to overprint it again. So we'll have a look at that in a sec. It looks like the laser is appearing on every 8th or 16th screen line closest to the nose of the ship. Yeah. I did, oh my god, just found this channel. I used to have an Atari 800XI and Atari Basic. Was more my thing. Interesting. Welcome to the channel, Mr. Chef. Hi guys and girls. Steve Gaming's here. Hi Steve, how are you doing? So going back to what Wonder Dog said there, is appearing on every 8th or 16th screen line closest to the nose of the ship. I actually moved it because I did have it right on the nose of the ship, but I was noticing when I was firing, it was interfering with the drawn space shuttle. I saw something that Frank put earlier about a flash zero. You just need to raise the low limit to stop it taking off the top of the spikes. Okay, what, the low level of the spaceship, you mean? Because the idea is I wanted the spaceship to actually go into the ground so that it detects it's collided with the landscape. So if I do what you're saying, it's not going to do it, surely. Or do I hire the laser, are you saying? Although I want the laser to come out the front of the nose of the ship. So, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Sunbuster Studios laser could be that the ship has indicated moving before laser routine has finished. Yeah. It looks like the laser line draw isn't aligned as... Right, let's have a look at the laser then. In line 220, you don't need the... Right. Let's go back to Frank, because that was what I was... you don't need the flash 0. I'll tell you where else I've put the flash. I've got a flash command as well, Frank, is on the game over. I've done exactly the same. That was at 310, wasn't it? Oh no, I didn't make it flash. I made it change colours, didn't I? Sorry, that was the only flash command. Sorry, I thought 310, the game over was flashing, but it's not. It's I made it just do a random colour change. Right, so let's have a look at the laser problem. So the problem we've got with the laser... All right, it's leaving a yellow dot. I think I know why it's doing that, but I have got it in front of... You see where it's not in line? Why is it firing there? Why hasn't it returned back to the front? Okay, I could move the laser a bit closer now to the front of the spaceship. But there you go. See, it's firing underneath it now. It's like it's just not... It's just not staying where it should. What I'll do is I'll get rid of that list 190. I'm going to get rid of that. Now, do I still need that ink black? Can I now get rid of that ink black? Now that Snorks said it came up with the idea of it being the OB. Let's get rid of it. I don't think we need that now. Where did I put that? There it is, 195. I'm going to change that now to... I think I wrote it down on a piece of paper here. The plot position of where the laser starts, just so you can see where I've put it. So if I put plot, and it was X plus 17, Y minus 5, if I didn't change it after writing it down, that's where it should be. If I put ink 7, in fact I'll put it as ink 6 so we can see it. Right, see the yellow dot? That is where my laser, I moved it on. In fact, yeah, it was 70. I moved it to 20. So that's where I worked out where the front of my laser... Now, as I moved it, I know it's going to think it's collided because it's colliding with the yellow. But as I move it, can you see that the pixel is delayed in moving, isn't it? Do you see that? You see what I'm saying? Let's go back. It's like a delayed reaction. So the spaceship moves and the laser, the pixel's not moving in time with the front of the ship. Do you see that? Or is that because where I've put line 195? Is it because I've put it in the wrong place perhaps? I just want to rend that out a minute because I got rid of that ink black, didn't I? And did it cause an issue getting rid of that? Why has it done game over? It's just... Now it's doing it. Oh, no, now it's doing a game over. It shouldn't be a game over. Have I deleted something that I shouldn't have done? Let's put 190 back in, ink black. No, it's fine. So I have to leave that ink black in. I don't understand why, but it's not doing it now. As soon as I took it out, Let me go through the code, because if you've just joined the chat, you're probably thinking, well, we need to see the code, you know, you're playing the game, what's going on? So let me just go through the code. Someone's just messaged me. Oh, someone's just complimenting me on the channel. Okay, I'll read that later. I'm just going to let him know I'm live now on YouTube. Tune in. Right, I'll read that later. That was from Nipper. Right, sorry. So yeah, the dog might start barking now because it's heard a car pull up outside. So yeah, let me show you the code. So there we go. So that's from line 10 down to line 140. I did do a renumber before I began this live. This is what I like. You know what I enjoy about programming the most in BASIC? It's the fault finding. It's the fault finding, and that is what I'm enjoying now. It's like sometimes I want a fault to happen, so it gets the brain ticking over and working, but I just love it when there's a problem. I mean, I've had issues with programs, some of my games before, but where I've had the issue going on for days and days until I've realised that a simple variable mistake somewhere, it was the cause of it, or something in the program was in the wrong position. You almost need to read it like a schedule of events in order so everything is happening as it should. So I'm literally just yapping away as I'm showing you the screen so you can have a quick browse at it and see if you can see any more mistakes. And then I shall go back to the chat. I've got to remember as well, there's apparently a 15 or 20 second delay before you guys are seeing stuff. So I don't want to race ahead too much. In fact, interesting as well, line number 220. Someone actually said to me in a comment on another video that they had that this wouldn't work on a 48K specky back in the 80s, the bit of coding that I've written there, because you can't put an and in a print, you know, after a print. Well, I actually read how to do this from which book was it? Tim Hartnell, I think that's how you pronounce his name, and Dilwyn Jones, Programming Your ZX Spectrum. I bought a little handbook, little blue handbook with it's got the specky on the front of it there, the rubber key Spectrum, and I learnt that bit of programming from that book. So I replied, well, it must have worked because that book was written in, I've got the book here, I think it was 1980. Can't find any date, but it was in the 80s. No, 1983. So it was first printed in 1982 and then third printed in 1983. So of course it worked in the 80s. Otherwise they wouldn't have put it in there. So yeah, just thought I'd just share that. So where were we? List 220. So I'll let you read the code a bit more, just in case, get your eyeballs eating away at all that and see if you can see anything else wrong with it. We've still got the problem where my laser beam isn't quite in place where I want it. Now, when I made my game, what was it called? B-Type, which if you've played it, I tried to make like an R-Type style game in BASIC. I didn't have the problem there. The laser always stayed where I wanted it to stay. Whether it was pot luck that I got it correct on the first programming attempt, I don't know. But that I never had a problem with that game, and that's basically the same as this. Is it because that was a user-defined graphic I was moving around, where here I'm moving the draw? Because I have noticed that pixel movement, obviously it moves slower than user-defined graphics, because a user-defined graphic is an 8x8 pixel. You know, it's an 8x8 pixel box, so it's going to move block by block, whereas moving a drawn object, we're moving it pixel by pixel. So in effect, it's moving slightly slower. Maybe that is the issue, because if you look where I'm moving the controls, at line 30 onwards to line 190, if I just pull down the first, so my X position, where I'm going left and right, so let's, the left position, look, I'm asking it to jump by 6 pixels, -6. And then on the X, on the right position, I'm asking it to actually go a little bit faster. So when you're going forward, it's actually going faster than when you are going backwards. So I'm actually jumping 8 there. So is that what the problem is, perhaps? Have I got to make sure that if I'm using pixel movement, that all my pixels have to be the same movement? As you can see, when I'm going up and down, I'm moving by 4 pixels. So is it a pixel movement problem that is causing the laser issue? Because like I said earlier, when I did it with a user-defined graphic, I never had this issue. It's only since I've tried it with the draw. I didn't have the issue when I made my game Astro Wars, or whatever I called it. If you've seen that one, where I've got the bit of like Space Invader sort of thing, but instead of you've got asteroids falling down and shooting at them, it seemed to work okay with that. So I don't know. There again, I didn't whack the speed up on that. So maybe it's because I'm going too quick with the pixel movement. What do we think? Let's have a read in the... let's have a read. Let me scroll back up because you've been yapping away and I'm completely... Yeah, ignore my suggestion about raising the low limit. Okay. When you move up and move down. I loved Atari Basic. Never tried it, but I did have the Atari 2600. Absolutely loved it. And actually, in fact, I remember going to the Tip with my parents, with my dad. And back then, it was just all landfill. And I remember an Atari 2600, 2600, I don't know, on the side there, waiting to be chucked in, and I grabbed it and took it home, and it still worked. So that was my first Atari, a freebie from the saved it from going in the landfill. I remember going into town in Plymouth, because that's where I'm from, in the southwest of England, going to a little shop buying the second-hand Atari games. And there was always one game that I really liked. Can't remember the name of it, and I'd like to recreate it on the 48K Spectrum. It was like a radiation. It was like some sort of what was it? You were in some sort of radioactive scene where you had to move a dot around the screen and made sure it didn't hit the reactor or something. But I really played that game a lot, and I can't remember the name of it. I'll have to do some research, but I reckon I could recreate it on the Specky. Anyway, sorry, I'm rambling on. Where were we? Okay, we were talking about the Atari, weren't we? Let's move on. I guess you change the laser coordinates when you move. Yeah. Is it replotting the laser start point? It looks like it's constantly changing position in relation to the ship depending on whether you move up or down when firing it. We had graphic modes on the Atari. And Acrobat on the Atari. I think you have a go-to 310 when you shoot the asteroid. Do I? List, what was the shoot routine again? Was it 240? Yeah. Can't see it, Snooks. I've got to go to 180. What's that? 180. 180 was if it equals B. So if my asteroid gets to position 4, I'm basically asking it then to return to position 28. Well done, by the way, if I haven't congratulated you already for getting the OB and the OD right. Okay, unfortunately you don't get a prize. The channel's not doing good enough for me to send prizes out yet. Right, let's carry on. What were we saying in the chats? Odd. Oh my god, seeing that code takes me back. Yeah. Do you know, I was thinking today actually about back in the 80s. I used to love buying the computer magazines like the Sinclair User, Your Sinclair, the Crash magazine, get the free cover tape, you know. But the bit I liked most was looking at the type-ins and just sitting down for hours and typing them out and trying to learn from it. Because obviously back then you didn't have the internet. There wasn't as much information like there is now. If you're going to learn basic, you know, I couldn't afford books back then. We didn't have eBay. You couldn't just, you know, the car boot sale was where you'd find gems like, you know, like specky games and programming books and stuff like that. So now at the age of 50, as sad as that sounds, I feel like I've gone back in the 80s and I'm reliving that era again, but I'm doing it properly this time. So yeah, it's great that this retro spectrum is bringing back so many memories, and I just love it. As you know through the channel, I'm addicted to the bloody thing. Anyway, reading on. Is the laser always drawn and undrawn the same colour? Yeah, we were going to look at that, weren't we? So let's have a look at list 240. Let's have a look at that, Frank. Let's pull it down. Hang on, where are we? Yeah, that was it. So that's my laser coordinates. That's the laser, yeah? So I said in my plot it was plus 17, but I'd actually moved it because it was interfering with the nose of the spacecraft. Now, there's no colour there. I haven't put any ink colour in there because the ink was green, which is... That's strange. Where's my ink for? Is it in there? Oh yeah, it is there. Sorry, yeah, there it is. Ink 4. So yeah, so at the beginning I've got telling it to be no ink color, and then ink 4. So what would have happened if I'd put? Let's just put ink 2, just for argument's sake, just to see, because at the moment. So now it's. So that's why I've asked it to be black, because as you can see it's not, yeah, so it's already registering as black then, isn't it? So what was let me scroll right down. Let's see what yeah. Yui's in. Mate, how you doing? He's saying C equals not X will never be true in line 110. Or do I read this wrong? I've only really just started using not. I learnt that from Frank, the guy that's above you there in the chat, because that was saying where is it? Let me pull it down for you. That should be if C equals 1. So should that remain as C equals 1? Have I basically got that command incorrect on the way it should be used? Because that there would have been, you see it at the end there, that would have been if C equals C plus 1. So I've only recently really learnt about the not command. I believe it just toggles between 0 and 1, if that's my understanding. And Frank mentioned it in a recent video that I did to try to speed things up. It was actually in my isometric game. So what you're saying is I perhaps don't need it in that line there. Yeah. So who is waiting for an issue 3 next to arrive in the mail? Steve Gaming. Yes, I have put a pledge in for one. Or I should say I've ordered one. So I'm definitely getting one, hopefully. Whether it'll arrive in December like they've advertised is yet to be seen. What's this? It's line 250. What's the RBS? It said line 250. What's he talking about there? Oh yeah, that was me plot position for me firing. I don't really get why the Next is so popular. It's a nice machine and glad it's being made, but pricey. I'd rather have an original 48K. Do you know what? I nearly didn't go for the Next because of that exact reason, Sunbuster. Is it? I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right. But yeah, I nearly thought, do you know what? I've got the Spectrum from Retro Games. This is what I wanted it for, to bring back the old memories of being on the rubber key Spectrum, trying to find the commands on the different keys. Do I really need a Next? But it wasn't until I started getting into basic and programming. I'm getting to that stage now where I want to advance. I want to make better games. I want to have improved color. You know, I want improved speed. And that's why I've put in really for the Next. It's like that next step up, isn't it? To come into the modern world as that we're in now, so to speak, with a Specky. So that's the reason why I've done it, and everyone else was getting one, and I thought I'd better join the club. So yeah, I get what you're saying though. The name rings a bell, Mr. Chef. What are we talking about there? Any of you guys remember Silky Shop in Sidcup, Kent? For Oak, I wouldn't know about that one. C = 0 there. Okay. He's right. You can let C equal not C. Right, so am I right or am I wrong about this not thing? Because C is 0, I guess. Yeah. Yes, dear. I'm waiting for my issue 3. Got an issue 2 already. Someone's saying good night, good night. So if C = 0, then C = C, not C = 0. I'm getting a little bit confused with all this C = 0 or not 0 stuff now. I think December is a push as well, Wonder Dog. I'd be very surprised. I mean, they've got quite a lot to make. I'm down for a magenta. I nearly went for the magenta style Next, but I was like, you know, it didn't grab me. I wanted the black. I had to have the black. So let's see if I get it. Pronounce my name, whoever you like. Pronounce however you like, sorry. All variables are made with let is 0 and it ain't right. Oh, Yuri's back. Maybe he can answer about the, because he's a very experienced programmer. So what's he put here? I don't know the purpose of that C = not C in line because I joined pretty late, but it is a condition will never be true. Okay, let me explain what it's doing. If C = 0, then test C. Right. This was actually going to be what I was going to talk about in the video yesterday, which I decided not to release. So we'll come back to this laser bit in a minute. I'm just going to explain about how I'm moving the character. Okay, let me run it. So you see my little space shuttle there, which I have used the plot and draw function to create. And I had a lot of questions asking me, how am I doing that with very little flicker, if any flicker at all? Like, you know, because I've used it several times now in 3 games. What happened then? What happened then? That shouldn't have done that. Yeah, I've used it in... It looks like we still might have that issue there. I wasn't really looking at the screen. But yeah, I've used it in several games I've created now. This method of stopping it flickering. So that was what yesterday's video, if I'd released it, was going to be about. So to stop it flickering at line 110, let me pull the screen up a bit more so we can see it a bit better. In fact, go up. So let me go up to take it up a bit further. So you'll see there at 110, we've got the O position of my drawn character, which is at line 130. And then I've got and C equals not C. It was originally and C equals 1, then go to 160. You'll see when I'm moving the character up above there, I've also got let C equal not C. Now that was let C equal C plus 1. Line 120, I've got C is less or more than 1, then it goes to line 170. And that's all to do with the plot and draw positions of the space shuttle, which are there. And you'll see at line 160, it then says let C equal 5. So, but going back up to 110, if the OX, the O position of our draw, equals X, or our OY, the O position, equals Y, and C equals not C, then it goes to 160. So it draws the space shuttle. And then it lets C equal 5. And then if it's line 120, if it's less or more than 1, it jumps over that routine and basically carries on with the program. So I hope that makes some sense, Yuri, about why that not is in there. Right, let me read through this again. Basically, pun not intended, if C equals not C, will never be true. Malfunctioning might happen. Best distribution will be the issue. I also went for the black over the magenta. Line 250. Right, let's go back. Frank's told me what to do there with line 250. So Frank has said, line 250, if you take out the first over and put a plot over one. So put plot over one. And take out the first over, put a plot over one, before the second draw. And take the off the second draw. So what you're saying is take this one off. So you want me to zero this one, yeah? Or get rid of it completely. Is that what you're saying? I think I know what you mean. I only need the one because they're both saying over one, aren't they? So I only need the one over one there. Is that what you're what am I doing? What's going on? That's right. What have I done? It kind of worked, but it's left a yellow line for some reason. And now I've got two. Oh, have I done it wrong? Is that what you were telling me to do, Frank? Because as you can see, we've now got double lasers and yellow lasers and God knows what going on. Maybe I've read wrong what you're putting there. Not is to toggle between 0 and 1, let C equal 1 minus C. Not 0 gives minus 1. I'll be quite honest with you, I'm getting pretty confused now with all this not business. Is not logical or bitwise? Is destroyed? So bedtime for me. Well, good night, Mr. Snorkers. Thank you for joining us tonight. And I've had another message come through. I'm just reading it now. And it's from Alan, line 250. Don't draw minus 80. If you draw backwards, it leaves a dot sometimes. Draw over it the same way as you did first. Ah, yes. Thank you, Alan. Alan from the Facebook group. If you're not a member of the Facebook group, the Spectrum Learning Basic, look it up. It's getting quite busy in there now. Got a lot of experienced coders in there. So basically what he's saying, just do it exactly the same. I can't remember how it was written before now. Do I need to put a plot in again? I suppose I do, don't I? Otherwise it's going to... it's just going to draw it on the end of that other draw, surely. So I'm going to have to... I'd have to do another one, like another plot in there, surely. What else is he saying? He's just texted me again. Let's see if that works. But yeah, I see where he's coming from with that. I don't know what's going on, but since I changed it, I can't remember how it was written before now. I've now ended up with two. I've messed my draw routine, my laser routine up here, haven't I? Is it a case that over 1 should be as I had it before, which it was there? It shouldn't make any difference where I put it, surely. Yeah, that should be right. There we go. Right, yeah. So thank you, Alan. He got rid of the yellow dot for us. So instead of it going... that was another... Oh, what the hell's going on now? It's picking up old positions of where stuff was. I've made the game worse. And if I shoot, look, you can see where the old asteroids were blown up. It wasn't doing that before. Seem to be going backwards with this project. What the hell's going on now? Oh boy. Is it it's got to be with that draw routine again, hasn't it? The laser. Let me have a read of the comments. I need to reset my head because oh dear. Where are we? Plot 50, plot X1 draw, ink 4, plot over 1. Right. Yeah, so Frank's basically saying exactly what Alan just told me. So I'm gonna write out that bit of code that Frank's just put in. So Frank is saying 250, so that bit's correct. And then we got Inc 4. We've got our 80. And then plot 1. So that's correct. Draw out. So you're saying put an over 1 there as well? Okay. So what you're saying, I should have an over 1 there as well. Like that. But I've got an over 1 at the plot position. So why do I need an over 1 there as well? Right, okay. Well, we've sorted the laser out. The laser's now firing as it should. I don't like it leaving those... I don't suppose there's much I can do about that, is there? Look at my score as well. My score's gone all funny. So I need to print that in over 0. Yeah, look, why is it doing that now? This has only happened since I've been messing around with the laser routine. I'm now beginning to wish I'd left it alone, because it wasn't doing that before. There's an over somewhere is in the wrong position. Do I need to return it back to over 0 when that's finished to stop that from happening? Oh, what was that going on then? Something else wrong there. It's not. Yeah, I think that's worked now. Yeah, so I had to return it back to over 0. Look, now it's not showing the last print. In fact, I think we've got this working a lot better now. So it just shows you need to get your overs working correctly as well, doesn't it? You know, make sure if you've got an over 1, if you've got other stuff printing that you don't want to be over 1, make sure you turn it back to 0. So let's have a little play, see if there are any other faults. In fact, the laser seems to be staying since we've done those changes. It doesn't seem to be wandering off from the spaceship now. Oh, it did there and there. So it's still not staying in the correct position. Like there, it's not on the front of the nose. Nah, see, it's shooting in the wrong position again. Why isn't it returning back? So that is the other issue. Is it possible to correct that? I think now that is the only bug in this little game. It's just the laser's not staying where I want it to stay. See, it's not return. It should be at the nose of the space shuttle, and as you saw there, it was above it, and then it was below it. It's not staying at the correct coordinates. Why is it shooting there? It hasn't returned. Now it's in the right position again. Wrong position, wrong position, shouldn't be there. Correct position, correct position. Wrong position. Wrong, wrong, shouldn't be there. So, let's have a read. Let's have a read of the comments. What are you saying now? See if we can get this sorted. Right. Let me scrub. I learned BASIC on the BBC at school and struggled on every other 8-bit. Yeah. I used to love the BBC at school. We had a BBC at school. I used to do some programming on that as well. I always remember playing on the BBC a game called Frak, F-R-A-K. Used to love that little game, like a caveman jumping around on a platform. Yeah, it's good. He had a yo-yo. Used to shoot stuff off the end of the platform with a yo-yo. Wonder Dog, that's the same as Electron, Mr. Chef. Buster Studios, we started with pets at school and got a bunch of network BBCs during the 80s. Computer literally pushed great time to get into it. KUR, does over persist if you declare it separately but expire if you use it as part of a draw or block command? Yeah, I think that's what we've just proven there, I think. You have a rogue over 1 between the plot and drawing 250. Yeah, so have I now addressed that now then? Have me putting that over 0 at the end, do you think that has sorted this issue? 250 over and ink. If you have over 1 as a separate command, it'll set over globally. Same for ink 4. That command is globally. If you use e.g. print over n, ink m, etc., the commands are local. Yeah, okay. Yeah, understand what you're saying there. Destroyed IQI. You had an over 1 command in the laser draw without an over. Yeah, without the over 0. Yeah, so basically, yeah, before I read what you're all saying, I'd actually spotted the problem there. But yeah, brilliant. So we're all talking off the same page. Where are we? Right, Yui. Not is logically negotiated, actually not true equals false, and not false equals true in programming languages. 0 is interrupted as false and any other number as true. Thus not 0 equal 1 and not 1 equals 0. Also 5 equals 0. All right. I'm absolutely confused with this not thing, but yeah, I kind of get what you're saying about it being a false and a true reading. So the question is, Huey, has that been programmed correctly with what I've done there? Where is it? It was line 110, wasn't it? So let's go up to 90. So have I programmed that correctly then with the not? Like I say before, it was as I'm moving the character with my key string, whichever key I'm pressing, it was C equals C plus 1, and I've put C equal not C. And then the other change was 110. As you can see there, I've put, now that was originally if C equals 1. And it now says C equal not C. So yeah, have a read of that. Am I correct with the programming there, or shouldn't I have put that at line 110, C equal not C? Frak was a great. I brought it in boots when it came out. Yeah, I remember Fox Chicken and Seed Game on the BBC. Mr. Chef, the Electron was the cut down BBC Micro, not as fast or fully compatible, but a lot cheaper and more compact. We had one of those. Yes, the over 0 sorted, the rogue over 1. Yeah. Right, I think I've already read that, I think. ATTR reads a byte from the color memory. Yeah. Line 110 is still not doing what you want it to do. What you want it to. Line 110. All right, you're all saying line 110. So let's get this sorted. Right. So what are we saying about line 110? Yuri's no, line 110 will never be executed. 90 works, 110 doesn't, as Yuri says. What does C exactly supposed to mean? I'm confused and sorry for probably saying wrong things because I've never coded in Specky Basic before. The let statement seems completely different from other basic languages I've coded in. Let's rem that one out. Let's put a rem in it, see if it's actually needed. That's all I can see what happens with it gone. Do you know what? I don't think it's actually doing anything because it's still functioning without it in there. So yeah, you're correct. What is it actually doing? Was it just a waste of a line? Wasn't needed because I see no different in the game performance. It's running the same. We haven't got any footprint of the space shuttle being left behind. So well spotted, guys. I think you're right. I don't think we need that line. It's not actually doing anything, is it? So that means every other program that I've used it in, I can go back and take it out then. Because it's not needed by the looks of it. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It's 90 works, 110 doesn't, as used. Yeah, well spotted. We don't need it. So let's get rid of it. It's not needed. I've just proven it's not needed. And you've just proven by chatting in the chat room that it's not needed. So yeah, well spotted. I agree. It's Greg here. It's Claire. Let's reading on. What does line 160 do then? I'm going to end up deleting everything in a minute. Let's have a line 160. There you go. So that's drawing the space shuttle again at the XY coordinates. So if I ran that one out, obviously we're not going to get anything, are we? Yeah. So we've got nothing. It's not moving. Ah, dear. Since that's what is jumps, so if I press the F, I think 160 is needed. Yeah. Well, we've just shown that it is. So in that case, then, do we need this one? Do we need 140? I would have said so. I'm just for argument's sake, let's take it out and see what happens. Yeah, of course we do, because that's what's getting rid of our overprint. Yeah. Do you know what? Since getting rid of that line 160, I don't know whether it's just me, but it feels a bit quicker. It just feels a lot more responsive now. But is there any way of getting that laser to stay in the correct position? That's where I've asked it to stop, by the way. It won't go any further to the right. It won't, because of where I've put the perimeter set to. Because if it went any further, if you shot the laser, it went off the end of the screen and we just got an out of distance error come up, like, you know, out of range. So that's as far as I let it go. That's as far as you can go. Right, so what are we saying now? The speccy needs variables to be defined initially. Let b equal b minus 1 will subtract 1 from b and store the results back in b. Okay. I see. So you have to use let every time you change a variable. Yes. Yeah. I'm talking about the let command. Yeah. So guys, you've helped me out with my problem. We've managed to solve the problem, the original problem of what was happening. I'm going to save this. I'm just going to call it good because we're nearly there. We're nearly there. So running the program now, let's just iron out any other bugs that we've got here. Still not happy with that laser. I don't like it jumping around like it is. So I'm going to have a look at that in a minute. See if there's any way I can get that a little bit better than it is. Plus, because it was printing in the wrong position, then you see it took some of the scenery away with it. I don't really want that to happen either. So I think the only issue I've got now is the pixel position for that laser is not staying on track with the correct position being on the front nose of the space shuttle. Apart from that, everything else looks to be working correctly now. So let me have a look at how I've arranged the routine for the firing to see if there's any way I can improve that. Now, the fire button is, in this case, it's M. So if I push M, it fires. And I've put that at line 70. So I've put it basically right in the middle of my up and down and my left and right movements. And then it goes subs fire. And that's where it's printing up the laser. So now if reading it from the programming point of view, now if I've fired and I've moved up, it's leaving that plot position behind. So therefore, do I need to would I be better perhaps not go subbing it and have that in the main loop? So for instance, on the end of that, you know, because this is a go sub, obviously, where's my return? There's the return there. Where is it? There's quite a lot to put in one line, isn't it? So, yeah, there's the return. So would I be better off not go subbing it and leaving it in the main loop is what I'm trying to say. That would make that one quite a big line though. You know, it would, all that information I've just shown you there then would have to be when you push. So if in key equals M, should I put my plot and draw position in here? Get rid of the go sub and have all that information in there. I don't have to have it all in there, really, do I? I could just put maybe the plot positions in there and then have another line down saying if the asteroid attributes equals the green, then it will react then. Would that be a better way of writing this? So move all that. So basically my in key command, that would be on the back end of it. And the rest of it, where are we? Oh, where's it gone? Which is just a beep. Well, that's nothing to worry about, is it? Because there's our return. So it's only those two lines. Do you know, I'm tempted to try it just to see what happens. What do you think? Maybe that would sort it. I think it is difficult to mix plot stroke draw instructions with ATTR because ATTR can only read in steps by 8 pixels. Yeah. Well, I'm using the attributes of the user-defined graphic, which is our asteroid, the rock, to pick up the color green of the laser. I only return if a condition is... Yeah, that's a good point as well. Yeah, well, see, yeah, the problem is... Now there's an issue there, isn't there? Like you've just said there. Wait, you only return if a condition is fulfilled. So yes, that go sub is not going to get returned if it's if 270 doesn't happen, because it's going to continue on. It's going to let me score 1 point. It's going to do its thing and delete the rock and do the explosion and what have you. And we've got no return for that go sub, because then I'm going let it go to 180 and there's no return. So yeah, that's a good valid point actually. So maybe I should reprogram it and maybe have a variable switch something on. Maybe a variable, I don't know, say for argument's sake, have, if f equals 1, then go to 280. If you know, yeah. Let me reprogram it quickly. So I'm going to put. How can I do this? I honestly don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to try it because yeah, you're completely right there about that. So let's pull that one down. And I'm going to put that up here. I'm going to put it at 205. 205. So I'm going to just reprogram everything. So that will now be if it equals 4. Just trying to work out what we can do. Just bear with me while I try and work out what I'm doing here. So I'm going to move all this. I'm going to get rid of it. So we're not going to have this return issue that's just been picked up as well. So yeah, we could put a go sub there, couldn't we? We could have a go sub there. And if I put it so go sub 280, so when it hits 4, it will then go sub to 280. It will score us a point, and then all I've got to come do now is come back and change that go to 80 to a return. That's my thinking. So let's do that. So 240, that's our fire routine. All this is eventually going to go. So let's rem. I'm just going to rem all this out in case it doesn't work. I'm not going to delete it completely. So we'll go sub in there. I'm going to put a return on the end of that. Okay. So B equals 4. B is our coordinate for our rock. So it's going to return back to B. I don't know whether that bit's going to work yet. That might not work, but everything I've just done, I don't know if it's going to work. So we push, we're pushing our fire button. We're still printing at the moment, and it's not going to go anywhere. So maybe put a return there, perhaps. So basically, I'm cancelling out. Let me just get my head around what I've just done. So where is it? So it goes subs fire, then it comes back. Let me just run it, see if it's see what I've done. Right, it's not registering the ATTR, so I must have it in the wrong place. Oh, it could be because I haven't put the correct. Maybe it needs to be the old positions. Where did I put it? Bear with me, I will look at the chat in a minute. Let me just put that as the old. It might be that I need to put a -1 perhaps in front there, but let's have a go. Let's see what happens. It might be that I put it in the wrong position. Yeah. Saying that though, let me just move the space rocket around. The laser, is the laser staying in the right position? Because that was the main objective of this. And I think now it actually is. We'll sort out the collision with the rocket in a minute, with the rock in a minute. Let me just see if that laser is staying at the nose of the space rocket now. I'd say it is. No, it went off a bit then, didn't it? So that still might need to be... I don't know whether I'm going to be able to fix that, to be fair. So I've never had a problem in doing it with user-defined graphics. This is the first time I've tried it with using a drawn object. Right, so it's not picking up that. So I'm going to try putting a -1 in front of that first. It could be because it's in the wrong position, as I keep saying. I've only put it there because, as you can see, 210, there's a command there for the same thing. No. Right, let me read the comments. Maybe you can help me out on this one. The thing is, yeah, maybe I could have just done that. Yeah, but just put 180 rather than go to 108, put a return. Yeah. I think the ship and the laser are picking up the movement at different times. Yeah. To be honest with you, I don't think I'm going to be able to improve it. Um, 195 that can go. This isn't picking up at all. It's not liking that green, so which makes me think it's in the wrong position in the program. Where should it be is the question. Let me put it underneath the... Let me put it there instead, underneath the print, so it's registering it after. Maybe that will pick it up. No. I'm beginning to think I should have just left it where it was and tried to improve it. I have had this in the past though, where I've just started moving stuff around and it starts to work. So just rent that out because I think I'm going to put it back to how it was if this doesn't work. Yeah, it's not picking that up, which I thought it might have done, but no, it's not liking it, is it? I think the ship and the laser, yeah. We need Fred Harris. Who's Fred Harris? You know, I think I'm going to put it all back to how it was. I don't... when I did the Astro Wars, now I got that working lovely. Let me boot that game up actually, and I'll show you. I'll just save this. I already saved it earlier, didn't I? But I'll save it again. Just call it fire because we're working on the fire routine, so I know what it is. Let me see if I can find a game which I did before and I didn't have the issue. If it's on this one. Is it on this USB stick or is it on my other one? I think it might be on the other one. But yeah, it's on the other one. So let me get that other one up. Hopefully the specky won't crash because sometimes it crashes when I do this. Right. I'm not sure which one's the latest version. I'll go for that one. So this was a game where I've used exactly the same sort of method, but we're shooting up the screen rather than sideways. And I'll show you. See, I didn't have the issue here. The laser always stayed where it's meant to stay. The only thing you'll notice is the game is a lot slower than what we've just been playing with. So maybe it could be that that was the issue, that the speed of my pixel movement are wrong. You see in this one as well, as you score more, the asteroids go quicker. They've started to speed up. But my spaceship stays at the same speed. And I used a thicker laser. That's because I'm using point. Now I've got two asteroids. Yeah, I made it a thicker laser because I'm using point detection on the asteroids themselves. So the theory was if I put a thicker laser in, got more chance of it being detected than if it was just a single line. So in the code in this one, there's one bit I can get rid of already because I'd actually done exactly the same thing in here that we've just got rid of from the other game that you've just seen. And that was, see if I can find it there, 310. Was it 310? So we can rend that one out because we don't need it because we've just proved on the example program that I was working on that it's not needed. So I'm just going to make sure that that was the correct line to get rid of. Yeah. And you know what? Since get rid of that, this feels quicker also. Why is that? Just that one line. It was bogging it down slightly. Just getting rid of that, it just seems to me that it's moving a little bit quicker. Which is great because I did exactly the same in my isometric program. So I'm going to go back there and get rid of it there as well. So that can go. Yeah, so I was looking at the laser, weren't we? So how did I do it in this one? So there's my fire routine at line 200. And I actually did it differently than the one I've just shown you. Yeah, we've got two fire routine. Oh, that's for, what's up in there? I'm trying to remember how I programmed this now. Why have I got two fire routines in there? I seem to have it happening twice. I can't remember what I did here now. I've got fire 1 equals, yeah. Why have I done that? Can't remember. I'd have to go back through it all and read it. It's probably this was done quite a few weeks ago, so trying to get my head around what I did. But anyway, where do I ask it to fire? That's the main objective of coming into this game. So if I push space at line 66, or Kempstone equals 16, then let fire equal 1, let fire 2 equal 1. It's because I've got the two pixels together, isn't it, to have a thick line, perhaps? Is that why I did it? Then go sub 200. Plot fire. Yeah, I think that's why, because I don't know why I've done it twice. Maybe there was no need to. I don't know why I've done it like that. Don't know. Let's have a look in the chats. What's everyone saying in the chat room? Right, let's go back a bit. I'm probably going to shut down at about 10:30, unless you want me to continue. Right, where were we? A lot of catching up here to do. I think the ship and the laser are picking up movement at different times. That's where we left off from Frank. Where are we? Just scrolling down. We've got Jeremy. It's just entered the chat. The days when Kempstone meant more than horse racing. From Mr. Chef. KOR. I remember getting a book from the library called Beginning Basic Space Journey. Shuttle launch, asteroid field, and shuttle landing. But that line 310 is different. Line 10 and 20 can be optimized. Which game are we on now? Are you talking about this one, or because you're 15 seconds behind, are you talking about this one? That's strange. I thought I got rid of that. Oh, it's because I've used, I think I've cancelled the one out that moves the asteroids. So anyway, I'm going to save this because this is still a working project that I'm working on. I'll just put improve because I made a few improvements, so I know what it is. Lines 10. We come full circle with games nowadays. It can take hours to download and install a modern game, so even longer than the old days. This game, yeah. It's all about learning new techniques, Yui, isn't it? It's never stop learning with basic me. But yeah, I mean, this little game, this was my first real trial game at using plot and draw. So it was still under a bit of an experimental stage, really. Let me go through the code if you like while I've got it up. Say it's still a bit scratchy, still needs a little bit of work. There's probably lots of stuff that doesn't really need to be in there. Like you said, could be optimized. Yeah, I'm sure it can. And I'm not afraid to put my hand up and say, yeah, you're correct. You know, I'm not going to sit here and say no, it's absolutely fine. I know what I'm talking about. I'm the best programmer ever, because I'm not. And so yeah, I get can be quite nerve-wracking when I start sharing my code up to see what kind of comments I get. So, you know, but there you go. We've all got to learn at some point if we're going to do this sort of stuff. Oh yeah, so that was my collision points there at 335. I've just read them out. That was the plot positions that I worked out where the collision points had to be for the asteroids, I think it was. And then at 340, that is one of the asteroids there, I think, if memory serves me right. Yeah, that's the second asteroid. Comes in at line 400. So again, we've got 410 that can go. I'm not going to delete them. Yeah, so when I go back, because obviously I'm going to come away from this game probably for months and then go back to it, and if I've read it out, then it'll just jog a little reminder that it's not needed and why I put that there. I was hoping to release this one on itch, but I don't know. It's quite a boring game, I think, to be fair. It's just one of those games which I will probably just keep to myself. It's just shooting rocks doesn't do it for everyone, does it? You know, shooting rocks away. Well, where's the game going? And I'm just shooting rocks. Give me something else to shoot. And I'm finding that with quite a few games that I've made, they don't seem to have much purpose. You know, it's like this one, like I just said, just shooting rocks. Well, what else am I going to do? You know, and I end up saying it's a high scoring game. Just beat your high score every time. Quite a long program. This it's because a lot of drawing going on, and that's it. Yeah, we're all learning. Yeah. Even boring games can make great tutorials, though. Yeah, exactly. So let me see if I can show you. Well, I've got this USB card in here. Let me see if it's on here. I don't think it is. I'm looking for B-type. Because that's a similar sort of game where we're shooting. Let me put the other USB card on. I've got to figure out which one it's on. And I'll show you the difference with using it, the line laser with a user-defined graphic. Matt, it's not on this one either, is it? Or did I call it something different? I've got that many USB pens, it's trying to figure out which one I've put it on. Well, Zap. Which one was it again? Zap. I don't know if it's that Zap over there or this one here. Let's try this one. This one uses a similar sort of method. So, OP. I don't know whether this is the correct one. Yeah. You see, with the user-defined graphic, the laser always stays where I want it to stay. I actually changed this isn't the version that I released on itch. The version I put on itch, the aliens are moving and are moving a bit differently. Yeah. Yeah, Zap does. I mean, in fact, I'll show you the updated version. I think it was this one where I changed it slightly. No, that was the beginning of it. I was in the right one then, I think. I've shown you the wrong one. I think I was in the right one. I just had to do a might be a no, don't know where it is. But the updated version, I've got the aliens moving differently. But anyway, I was trying to show you B-type because that was one of the first games I started using the draw function for a laser. Where's the US? Oh, there it is. So let me see if I can quickly find it. And like I said, I'm probably going to wrap this live stream up. Unless you want me to continue, then maybe we can. So B-type. So I've got the encode 3 version and I've got the basic version. I'll run the basic version first. So this was my little go at trying to make an R-type style game, although it's nothing like R-type. This is the basic version, and then I did run it through encoder 3, so I'll just show you it. I'm going to use the joystick for this one. In fact, I think it was easier on the keys. Yeah, so as you can see, it's pretty slow in basic. Very slow. Because I've got quite a lot going on. I've got 2 laser guns on this. So we've got normal laser. And what happens is you have to shoot 3 of the yellow boxes. These ones here. Shoot these yellow boxes. Need 3 of them, and then I get an updated laser. Like that, blaster enabled. So that now gives me a much powerful laser. But as you can see, it's very sluggish in basic. There's 3 levels to this as well. But with at the beginning of the live stream when I was showing you the draw function, I'm trying to make a similar sort of game, but using the draw. That's what I was seeing whether I could do it, but probably still can. I've got a few teething problems to sort out. Yeah, very slow. Now let me show you the machine code version. Now this is a lot quicker. And it's absolutely so much better with that extra, it's just that kick of speed. It's just made it into such a more playable game. One of my favourite games this that I made actually. Come on, you bastard. Got him. Thruster enable, it basically means that the spaceship will just fall to the ground because my thrusters have got damaged. So there's a power up that comes out in a minute, and I've got to collect it to repair the thruster. Oh. It's harder as well with it being faster. If they get past you, you lose a life. So we need the health. We need the health icon to repair the thruster. It will turn up in a minute, hopefully. Every time he shoots his tongue out, it wipes your laser out as well, just to make things a little bit more harder. So it only lasts for a while until he sticks his tongue out. Like that. It can be quite unfair at times. This is available for download, by the way, on my itch account. I didn't bother putting the basic version. I've only put the machine code version, and you can see why. Why would I put the basic version when this is so much better? But it was all programmed in basic because I don't know how to do machine code. But it just shows what you can achieve, you know. You know, it's nothing fancy to look at, is it? But still, it's a fun little game. There's the health. There's the health icon. So I collect that, and that's repaired my my thruster damage. I've only got one life left. There is, I think I put in it as well, that if you score so many points or collect so many things, you get an extra life as well. I can't remember now. This game has actually got quite a lot of downloads as well on my channel. It's probably the one that's doing the best. Apart from my Jet Set, not Jet Set Willy, sorry, my Manic Miner recreation. That's got quite a few downloads. And Bird Strike as well has been quite a popular game. People seem to like shooting things. I'm trying to get to level 2 without dying so you can see level 2. I doubt it I'll get to level 3. I can't remember what you've got to do to get to level. I think it was to do with score. You got to score so much to get to the next level. Can't remember now. I don't want to die because I want to show you. So I'm going to stay back to keep away from that tongue. Here we go. Oh, that's right. You got to get to the next level. You basically, those yellow boxes, I think I programmed it so you've got to shoot 10 in total. So there's a counter in the background counting how many I shoot. I wish now I'd lowered that a bit because it seems to take for bloody ever. This took me about a month to make, I think it was. I will go back and read the comments as soon as I lose this life. I'm hoping to get to level 2. Oh, come on. I don't know how many I've got left to get. Can't be long now. I can't cheat on it either. If I was in the basic mode, I could have just broke into the code and done a little hack to get me to the next level. But obviously being this is the machine code version, I haven't got that option. Must be close now. Must have got 10 by now. The bloody fingers are starting to ache. Come on. God, it must be there. Take me bloody laser again. Can't be far off now. Come on, we've only got the one life left. I don't want to lose it because I want to show you level 2. I used the in command rather than in keys for this, so I could get diagonal movement as well. And also did the coding for the joystick so it moves diagonally as well. But I find it easier to play it with the keys rather than the joystick. It's quite hard on the joystick for some reason. It's just not... It doesn't play as well. If you hit the bottom of the landscape, you lose a life as well. God, this seems to be going on for bloody ever. Yeah, I really should have knocked that down to like maybe 5 yellow boxes instead of 10, because it's just too long. Or had a counter perhaps saying how many I've got left. Don't remember it taking it this long. There we go. So level 2 is just a different boss. And he shoots 2 tongues at you. And I'm not going to get to level 3 because you've got to shoot 10 bloody yellow boxes again. But level 3 is a different boss. And he shoots 3 tongues at you. You'll notice as well with the yellow boxes, I made the scenery stop moving. Just to try and add a... That was basically when it was just in basic, just to try and add a bit of speed. So I decided to keep it in there. Oh, that was close. Oh! So let me have a read of the comments. Let's have a read of the comments and come out of this a minute. What am I doing? Wrong button. Wrong button. So, B close. Oh, what am I doing? Wrong button. L back. That's what I want. Right, so what we got in the comments, let's have a quick... How many downloads on the game? Let me see if I can... I don't know how to do it, to change the screen over to my laptop without cutting you off. I'll still have to look on the phone. I think, let me see. I released it at the wrong time as well, because it hardly got any reaction. It didn't get featured on anything. A lot of the games that I release, other YouTubers play them and they show them off and stuff. And I released it at the wrong time. So it isn't loading up for some reason. So I can't tell you, Frank. But yeah, I made the mistake of releasing it at the wrong time as well. Because I thought it would do a lot better than it did. So, how many downloads has that game got at the moment? Let me have a look. Why is it on a go slow this? It's not letting me go to my dashboard to tell you. It might be because I'm draining all the internet doing the live stream. Let's turn the Wi-Fi off on the phone. Maybe that'll help. Oh, I just crashed it. Anyway, let me go back up while that's sorting itself out. That looks great, Alex. Thank you. So we've got 21 watching. I'm happy to stay on for a bit longer if you want me to. I think we've solved the issue with the game that I loaded up to begin with on the live stream. Let's go back to that because that's what this video was meant to be about. I'm trying to remember now which USB stick it was on. Was it the red one or the black one? I think it was the red one. Can't remember, but we shall have a look. It was under example is what I loaded it at. So of course it does it alphabetically. There it is, alphabetically in order, isn't it? Oops. So let's go back to it because that's what this video was meant to be about until I went off playing games. Yeah. Not quite as good as, not being big-headed, but not quite as good as B-Type, what you've just seen. So, but this, like I say, if you're late joining the live stream, this was going to be the example video, the example program that was going to be shown yesterday, and I took it down because there were some problems with it, which we've managed to sort out, apart from one with the laser still. Being that it kind of goes off course now and again. In fact, let's go back to, because that was where I tried to make the alterations, wasn't it? So we need to go to, which one was it again? Don't want to go too far. ATTR problem. No, it's not that one. Good. I think it was that one, wasn't it? Good. Yeah. Yeah, not as good as what I've just shown you. Trying to basically do the same, but using moving a drawn object. I mean, to be fair, it's not working too bad. Apart from the as you've seen there, the laser's not staying in line with the spaceship all the time. What I'm thinking now, after playing B-Type, it could be because of the speed, and Astro Wars, sorry, when I was playing that, it could be because I've made everything go faster. Now, if I was to drop this down to, let's just try it. If I was to drop it all down to 2, in fact, it's not so much that direction, is it? It's more when I'm going up and down, we've got the issue. I'm jumping up 4 pixels. So let's just trim that down to 2 and do the same with that and see if it makes any difference. Will the laser keep up with it now? Yeah, I think that's what the problem is. It's the speed. Now I've dropped that speed down, it's staying there all the time. It's because the spaceship... Oh, did it do it then? I think that's what the issue is. The pixel movement of the spaceship, it's moving before the laser has registered that, it's got to move as well. But it's not as bad since I've slowed it down to 2 pixel movement. I bet if I put it to 1, it probably won't do it at all. Whereas left and right, I've kept the same speed and it will remain in the same position. Oh no, did it there. I don't know. I think it's to do with the speed. In fact, maybe drop that down to maybe drop that down into 4. Do the same for that one. Oh, that was left and right, wasn't it? I've done the wrong ones. Yeah, we'll see that. See if that happens. So that's slowing our left and right movement down. Laser slightly better. No, it's still firing up. It's almost like it's a delayed register of it. I can't understand why it's doing it though. I think it's a case of reprogramming that firing routine. Because, like I said, I managed to get it to work with the Astro war game that I showed you. So I reckon a bit more fine tuning could probably get that sorted. So many comments now. Make sure you're on live chat. Hide some chats. Is it on live chat? I'm on live chat because I got told today to make sure I'm on live chat. Can you put the laser draw on the line after the ship draw? What do you mean? Can you put the laser draw on the line after the pause statement was a good idea on Sinclair Basic. Yeah, apart from the problem is with the pause, if you push a button, it kind of just cancels it out straight away, which was a bit annoying at times. I just had a terrible idea. Could you do go sub in and have a line number for each key? Would definitely only register one key, maybe. Yeah, interesting point. I only found Alex's basic channel a month and a half ago, but it's bookmarked. I wanted to look at all the stuff there. Good to know. My earlier stuff that I had when I first started doing these YouTube videos, Jeremy, you'll notice if you do go back and watch some of the earlier stuff that the sound wasn't very good. I was doing it on my old laptop because I didn't have the laptop I'm using now. Obviously, I've got a brand new laptop since then, so the sound is very dodgy. I'm still trying to get used to getting all the settings right for YouTube and stuff, so that they're watchable, but the sound is a little bit rusty. You know, I'd like to redo them, but what's the point? You know. What else are we saying here? I'm just going back through the comments to see if there's anything worth mentioning. Oh, how many downloads on your game? Sorry, Frank. I thought you meant B-Type, your game. Right, it seems to have booted up now. So on your game, which was Collect the Things, it will not load up for some reason. Itch has been playing up a lot lately. I don't know if anyone else has been having issues with it. I'm asking, oh, here we go. It's just loaded up now. So, Collect the Things. You have had how many downloads first? So in total, 58 downloads to date it's had. 58 downloads. It's still young though. People are still downloading. How did anyone download it today? I can tell you that as well. So the last time somebody downloaded from your game was 2 days ago. yeah. So yeah, it's doing well. A lot of the stuff on Itch does well, actually, especially people that love the Spectrum. Obviously, the basic stuff, not everyone's cup of tea, is it? Basic. Just out of interest, B-Type, the game that you just saw me playing, it is really slow tonight. I'm pushing it to tell me, and it's just gone on a go slow. To date, that has had 173 downloads. So yeah, not too bad. Let me see what the others have done. Just going back. I'd have looked, if I could work out how to boot this up on the computer, then it doesn't tell me a total for each one. Yeah. Right, guys, it's now 10 to 11. I'm probably going to call it a night. Because I can't think of anything else to talk about, really. Unless you want me to stay on and just play games while you're chatting, I don't mind. Whatever you want to do, let me know in the next 5 minutes before I push the off button. Don't want the live stream to go on too long. Next weekend, I'm hoping to return with another live stream to do episode 3 of the platform game. So yeah, make sure you tune in for that. That will be a live stream again. These live streams seem to be working well, so I'm going to carry on doing them. People seem to be enjoying them. I don't know whether I'm doing a good job. I'm just here yapping away. And what I like about the live stream is it's live, and you get to see all of the mistakes, all my slip-ups, and you get to help me as well. And I will take note of what people are telling me in the chat room and give it a go. And so thank you very much for everyone who contributes to the channel. And even if you're just watching and not commenting, I really do appreciate it. So anyway, I'm going to sign off now. So thank you everyone for watching. Do me a big favor. Do hit that like button. It helps the channel grow. And share it. If you know anyone else who's into basic, please share it. Be much appreciated. Yes, Snorkers, he did do a great job. He solved the problem that I originally booted this up for. So thank you to him. Anyway, everyone sleep well tonight, and I shall see you, no doubt, on the next video. Take care of yourselves now. Bye-bye.